Greetings everyone, this is Alt Lexington continuing my leveling of my Agent of Yesterday character. This is video 11 and we're about to do the episode Everything Old is New, because that's the next one in order. Let me just check to make sure all things are as they should be. Everything's looking good. We've got a few more officer assignments completed by the looks of things. A lot of them are failing for some reason. I'm just doing random assignments just to keep them going. Really looking too much at what they are. I just want to level up my accommodation schools, or whatever they're called. I'm a bit quieter than usual because it's late at night and I don't want to disturb neighbours. There we go, that's all the ones we can do for now, I think. Just go through them again. Okay, let's begin this episode then. Everything old is new. Go to Drosana maintenance levels. Excuse me. I don't have to be so careful with this character now because he's died now. I was trying to keep him alive for as long as possible, but I don't have to anymore since he has finally had a death.
Welcome to Drosana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
How many more times are we going to hear that Ferengi do his little speech? His little sales pitch? It's like Kurland here. Okay, go to maintenance levels. Looks like somebody else is on the same course. Ah, this time we're only taking 2 people. And I'm going to change him for Timet because she's rather aggressive and I like her style. Okay, heading down to the maintenance levels. So we can find that Davidian portal and use it to go back in time as per Franklin Drake's orders. screenshot. Put any image you like onto that screen. If it's patching. A properly modulated energy discharge should allow us to use this portal to follow the Davidians back through time. Once we get there, though, it might be a bit trickier to get back. We should bring as few people as possible to minimize the chances of distorting the timeline. Okay. So, shoot the portal, I believe. Look at their eyes glowing. Was that enough? Yes, take portal to the past. The button came up. And here we are, back in our own time frame. All three of us. We're still in Drosana Station, sir, just in the past. We need to be very careful here, Captain. If we damage the station or injure anyone, we could damage the timeline irrevocably. Even if Drake doesn't care about the Temporal Prime Directive, we should. We're still Starfleet officers after all. Set weapons to heavy stun. We're still in the computer core, Captain. Strange, I wonder why there's nobody here. From what I remember about this time period, there should be someone here, even just a technician. If we can find the right parts, we should cobble together a subspace field emitter and perhaps get an idea of what the Davidians are doing here. But using 21st century technology will make it much more difficult. The Federation won't develop ways to detect the subspace variances that the Davidians use until almost a century from now. I'll make a list of equipment here that we can use to fine-tune Drosana Station's sensor array. We can probably find the regulator component somewhere near the computer core and an induction coil on the power systems level. What I don't get is this agent of yesterday guy and his two crew members are all from the past, from this time period, so why aren't they happy to be back? Why haven't they even mentioned anything? Anyway, take the maintenance lift, scavenge components to build a subspace field emitter, find a duotronic transducer relay, find a Planck regulator. Examine door. Well, this looks like some kind of door. No wonder there's nobody here. The station is on medical alert. Non-essential personnel are confined to quarters, and the computer core is locked down. Unfortunately, the lockdown works both ways. No one can get in, but we can't get out either. Lucky for us, these old systems had some well-documented problems. It shouldn't be too difficult to override the controls. Override the controls and unlock the computer core door. Sir, these old duotronic computers have a memory fault that makes them susceptible to overloads. An overload could cause it to lose processes, like the one locking the door to the computer core. In this century, there shouldn't be any tasks that could overload them, but there's an infamous 24th century warp geometry problem that would be insoluble with the processing power available to this computer. If we set the console to divert processing to parts of this problem, we might be able to cause a memory override that will make the computer lose its security lockdown. Wow, that's a bit wishful thinking. So what we have to do is overflow the memory banks. consult engineer, but she's not an engineer. You need to overflow the memory banks. Use the consoles to switch processes to different memory banks until all of them are working. The main memory console should tell us which ones are currently queued available and which ones are working. When all of the memory banks are working, the system will overflow its available memory and the interlock on the doors should release. Switch memory banks 1, 2 and 3 until all of them are working on problems and the computer overflows its available memory. Okay. Use main memory operations console. No memory faults detected. Critical systems function normal. Medical alert currently enabled. Working. So we've got to find a computer that will overload memory bank 1. It looks like it's already overflowing. Power distribution, normal. Control systems allocation, bank 1 working. That's okay, that one's using its full power. We need to get the other two to do the same. I believe there's one around here somewhere. Yep, there's one. Oh, I've never walked in here before. I just wanted to have a look. Using environmental systems console. Bank 1 working, bank 2 queued. Switch memory in banks 1 and 2. No. What does that mean? No, that just moved the processors around. Oh, there's the temporal probe. Unlock temporal probe. Set the unknown values to the rows and columns of the square. All add up to 15, so 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 8 makes 15. 1, that's 6, so A would be 9. And 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 4 is 15. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 7, B would be 7. 8 plus 1 is 9, C would also be 7. Obviously that did not work. I got my math a little wrong, I think. So 8 plus 1 is 9. C would be 6. That's it, we got it. I was one off on one of my calculations. The probe is collecting medical data. It looks like the Nakula are interested in the effects of Davidian neural training on humanoid physiology. If they can acquire enough data, they might be able to duplicate the ability and weaponize it. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Collect the data and erase the files. More components. That means now if we look on our temporal agent, we can collect the reward for this episode. Claiming. it's taking its time. Completed. Claiming. Let's just have a look at some ones we're waiting. Collected rewards for investigate temple probably and everything of is new. Good, and there it is. So as usual, I'm going to go for new car marks. I want new car marks because I want to level up my new car reputation first of all when the reputation system unlocks on this character. Because the quicker I get that leveled up, the quicker I'll be able to get the Nukara 2-piece that will give a 5% bonus to all damage. Working queued. Control system allocation banks, environmental systems. So we're on bank 3 now. Might as well just switch them. See what happens. That's 2 banks running. I guess you just switch them on each console. Oh, that's number 1's not working. Maybe there's another console somewhere. That's it. We did it by accident. There we go. Take maintenance lift. Scavenge components. Build a subspace field. Emitter. Find a duotronic transducer. Find plank regulator. Got to regulate that plank. Uh-oh. Hey, what are you doing here?
What are you doing down here? This station is on medical alert, and nobody's supposed to be in the computer core area but me. Hey, is that a weapon? Don't try anything, or I'll have to stun you.
I'm lost.
You come down to this level. How did you get here?
I came through a portal from the future. I was stuck on the lift when the station went to alert. This is where it let me out.
You should have used the intercom to call for assistance. It's not safe to move about the station during a medical alert.
Right, I should get back up to the main station areas.
Follow me. I'm going to call security for an escort.
Fine, I'll wait for the escort. But if I'm contagious, won't that be dangerous?
I guess you're right. Look, just go up to the maintenance lift, get to the emergency medical center as soon as possible, and get checked out. There's a doctor up there who has set up a triage center for the affected patients.
Thanks. When you work in a place... Oh, didn't get time to read that. He likes to lean on walls as he goes up the hill. But let's give him a chance to get out of the way. Oh, look at him go. Now what's he doing? You're infected now. So what's in here? Something to steal maybe? Check console for useful items. Found a duotronic transducer relay. Lovely. I wonder, do you get an accolade for jumping in there? I remember once you might have once, but I don't know about today. No, I don't think you get an accolade for going in there today. Sir, I'm reading a patrol ahead. Since the station is on medical alert, they're probably following a standard patrol pattern. We might be able to sneak past them or even lock them in one of the side rooms. Where's the patrol? And how do we lock them in the side room? I have no idea. I mean, we can click these things. Well, we used to be able to. Where is this patrol? We're here, facing that way. There's the patrol. We just came out of this room. So we should be seeing the patrol go by now. There they are. We can lock them in a room. Wait for it. Now we go lock them in. They're locked in. Find plank regulator. There might be one in there. Bit late now though. What's in here? Wow, we obviously locked them in the wrong room. Because there's nothing in here. I don't get it. That's the computer core. We came up, got something from this room, came up here, locked them in there, and now we're going this way. Maybe we missed something in that room. Because I seem to recall there's something in that room and we missed it. Oh no, this is the room where there's something. Boof. Screw you. Warning, improper access may cause injury and death. For hardware access, disable all power taps before servicing. Discharge static electricity with contact leads. Unlock safety cage prior to access. Unclamp data lead to replace regulator. So, disable all power. Touch static. We got it. We should have spoke to her though. Shouldn't have just knocked her unconscious. That was mean. Oh, there's a scannable. Always time for a Starfleet officer to scan stuff. If bases are set on stun, we don't have to knock someone unconscious. We can just stun them. It'd be less painful. But can you set a single chronic proton distortion prototype assault rifle to stun. Detect maintenance turbo lift, that's the one. This isn't the power distribution level, sir. Security's overridden the turbo lift. They must have detected our arrival. Station security will probably be here any minute now. If we're going to get out of this without a fight, we'd better look for alternatives quickly. We'll have to find a console that we can use to override the turbo lift so we can keep going. Well, there's a console. Use the maintenance tab, lift, escape, or overcome Starfleet security. Use the maintenance contract. Another group of Starfleet officers ahead, sir. If we're cautious, we might be able to avoid them while they aren't looking. This is one of those ones where you have to time your way through. How do we do this, though? I don't seem to recall how this is done. There must be a way to sneak through. Let's have a look at the map to see where they're all located. There's some over that side and there's some on that side. How can we time our way through this without being seen? I think it's something to do with using these. I can't remember right. There it is. Place them. I think we did it. There's more there. How do we do this? Use the distortions. Hang on, we've got to check which way we're going first. How do I cancel this? Check the map. Now we're going this way and there's security there, but we're probably heading that way. But there's a person there as well, so we might want to head this way. I think this way is the way we're heading. So what I've got to do is place my officers over there without alerting the security. I've got to wait to do it till there's a till the lights go funny. Come on, lights. Oh crap.
Hold it right there.
Undo. They're coming. And I'm dead again. I keep dying just lately. Help me. Are you going to help me? Yeah, she helped me. How come I can't target her? This one's obviously dead already, but hasn't fallen down. This is a bit confusing. They need to clarify this episode. Okay, escape to overcome starfleet security. Escape or overcome starfleet security. Take the lift to the power distribution level. Any accolades for going over here? No? Always worth checking for accolades, just in case. Look at that pile of bodies. And this one, dead but refused to fall down. What's over here? I want to see if there's a way up onto that platform. Doesn't look like it. There is. Now, why would they build a walkway here with no doors and no access? There's no doors to get onto this walkway and no access, so why is it here? It's an odd place to put a walkway. What's that door over there? Closed. Escape or overcome security. Take lift to power distribution. Take lift. So we should be able to find an induction coil on this level as part of the power systems. Then we simply need to rig the subspace inducer to the sensor array and we can pinpoint the Davidian's incursion. Whatever you say. What's the matter with you? Okay, bitch. point with all these turbulence if you have to keep running uphill? Well, would you look at that? I'm a tactical officer, not a doctor, damn you. You there, don't just stand there. Come over here and give me a hand. People are dropping like flies on this station, and it's all I can do to keep up. Who are you? I call you LNH, but this is no time for introductions. What's going on? Some kind of illness is affecting the people on this station. Blue flashes and ghost stories. There has to be a reason for it, and we need to stop it. People are dying here. What do you need me to do? As far as I can tell, all of these people reported seeing those strange blue flashes of light. Now they're all dying. They're worse than dead. Their brains are gone. Whatever the disease is, it's suppressing brain activity at an alarming rate. It's almost as if the energy between the neurons was being removed somehow. The blue flashes seem to be associated with a strange form of radiation, so we've set up the triage center here. That crazy engineer said that the power distribution station is heavily shielded. What kind of radiation? How should I know? I'm a doctor, not an engineer. The blue flashes are still happening anyway. We need some way to replace the neural energy, jumpstart their brains somehow. Hang on a minute, this is wrong. He says I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Where is the word damn it? He's a doctor, not an engineer. Damn it. That's what it should say. Why isn't that word there? We need the word damn it added. It's not a swear. Tactical. Like reinforcing a drained shield generator. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but the mind is a much more complex and delicate instrument. Maybe that's the key. The brain might be able to restart itself if stimulated correctly, give it the energy it needs, and a stimulus to make it spread throughout the nervous system. Continue. I will need to know how much neural energy the survivors have so that we can figure out how much they've lost. Then we'll need to apply cortical stimulators at the correct frequency. It's no what, but it may save the lives of the crew. It's no panacea? What the hell is that word? Some stupid, high-minded word that is lost on me. Saving these lives is important to making sure that everything turns out the way it should. Come on, grab a tricorder and start checking the neural activity on some of these survivors. Take note of your readings. We're going to have to calculate the difference from a healthy mind and determine the right frequency to stimulate the brain. A normal human neuron has a resetting potential of minus 70 millivolts. Once you have some readings, we will calibrate a cortical stimulator and try to revive some of these people. Bones, you are a pain in the ass. So, you've got to take scans. Hey, what's the matter with you? You take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Especially if you've got a new kidney. So what we're supposed to do is scan neuron reading potential. Neuron reading potential reading minus 60 millivolts. Normal human is minus 70. Scan normal sodium potassium pump levels. Interior neuron sodium ion levels elevated, sodium potassium gains damaged. Take specific readings. Scan for anomalous neural activity. Sodium potassium gains damaged by possible ion movement, likely cause change in neural voltage. Predicted results: hallucinations, loss of motor function, nervous system damage. Okay, whatever you say. Take readings from drained lieutenant. Why is that flashing so brightly? I know you're sick and all, but you are a lady with a short skirt. Close your legs. Take specific readings. Scan normal resetting potential. Minus 58 megavolts. Normal is 70. Exterior potassium levels elevated. Neurons limited to plus 15 microvolts active potential. Normal human active potential is plus 30. Sodium potassium ions depleted. Some neurons incapable of electrical response likely cause sudden change in neural voltage. Predicted results: fatigue, blurred vision, dull senses, loss of autonomic function. So let's talk to McCoy then. Ready to try some neurosurgery? Review findings. Normal human neural resetting potential minus 70 microvolts. Normal human neural reading activity plus 30 microvolts. Neural charge at reset. At rest. At rest, neuron contains positively charged sodium ions exterior and positively charged potassium ions interior and exterior. Action potential. Neuron open sodium gates, sodium transitions to interior. Neural charge switches from minus 70 to plus 30. Request explanation. You need to restore the mind to its baseline state. Review your findings and set your cortical stimulator so that it will reset the brain back to normal. Hopefully, with a little push from the cortical stimulator, the subject's brain will repair itself with some time and rest. Calibrate normal stimulator. So normal function is 30 and these are minus 70 is resetting. I'd say 58. $35. I don't know if that's right, but I can't be bothered to research it or look it up on the wiki. So we're just going to have to go through it at random until we get it right. And it's not fun gameplay. I can tell any dev who may one day watch this that this isn't fun gameplay. Ready to try some neurosurgery? Continue. Hang on a minute. It hasn't worked. It's not fun to run round and round in circles like this. This episode has caused so many people a lot of grief. Well, this particular part of this wonderful episode is not good. No, it didn't work. No, it didn't work. no idea, and I get really frustrated here. The kind of frustrated that makes you want to throw the game away. And I end up having to look at it on the wiki. Just gonna have to keep going through it at random. Because there's no clue. I'm starting to get a little pissed off now. Normal human neural resetting potential minus 70 millivolts. Normal human neural activity plus 30 millivolts. Neural charge at rest. At rest, neuron contains positively charged sodium ions exterior and positively charged potassium ions interior and exterior. Action potential. Neural sodium gates, sodium transitions to interior neural charge switches from 70 to 30. I have no idea what that means. You need to restore the mind to its baseline, review of findings, and set cortical stimulator so that it will reset the brain back to normal. Hopefully, with a little push from cortical stimulator, the subject's brain will repair itself with some time to rest. Continue. There's nothing to continue with. I mean, this is sickening. Review your findings. Well, the best I can do is see if it's listed here somewhere in the NPC chat when I took the readings. When did I take the readings? I don't understand. And I don't really want to learn. No. This is so frustrating that it's not enjoyable. They need to change this. It worked. We need to get this to the station commander. Come on. Well, it didn't actually work. I just kept at it, and eventually, after about 20 tries, the doctor decided it worked. So there is no correct solution in this. You just have to keep going through it randomly until you've done about 20 times, and then the game will suddenly decide you were right. There is no correct solution. You just have to bang your head against the wall until you reach 20 times, and then you're correct all of a sudden, and for no reason. Come on, McCoy, where are you going? At McCoy Pioneer in your dream and find an induction coil. Ooh. I know where there's one. Well, there was one in here. Maybe it's through here. There we go. There's no real direction here for this episode. So where's the prompt? I'm missing something. Just got to search around and hope that I can find what I'm missing. The induction coil is right here. I don't understand. Why won't the episode progress? I think I've demonstrated that this episode is bugged. And why is Dr. McCoy just standing there? AOY pioneer a neural rejuvenation procedure. We've done that. So all that's left to do is find the induction coil, which is in here, but there's no prompt. There's the prompt. It's got to be around here somewhere. There's a wheel for an interact wheel. But right in the middle where it should be. Do you know what? I have to beam up to my ship and then beam back. This episode has the potential of being the best episode in the game, but if it weren't for all the bugs, if it weren't so badly bugged, because this happens more often than not when you play it. Just trying to do something to try and figure out how to get this episode. Oh, screw it. Beam back to my ship and then beam back to the episode again. Continue. So we should be able to find the induction core, the triolic waves, incursions, the Davidians have a power source, and blah blah blah. The triolic incursions are getting longer, Captain. The Davidians must have a power source that we haven't located. We have to hurry and find it before they shift the entire station out of phase. Okay, we know where it is. So we have to go through all this again. I'm not reading through it all again. It didn't make sense the first time. Why would I read it again? I just press the buttons instead. A beautiful game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't remember what my settings were. Did it work? No? 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 Yeah, but it's just a random thing. Come on, Dr. McCoy, give it to me. It worked, okay. Yep, you just have to do this randomly. It's the only way. There used to be a sequence to it, but not anymore. Can we get our thing from in here? Yes! I hope some other mug is putting in a bug report, because I don't do things like that. Integrates the subspace field emitter in the station. In the station scanners. It's working, sir. The emitter has adjusted the active scanners for the station. What do you make of these readings? Imaging shows that the station is becoming suffused with triolic radiation. The radiation is coming from Difference Comet. The comet itself is emitting mass amounts of triolic energy. The Davidians must have realized that it's a natural source of energy, and they're using it as an easy way to shift into sync with us. It's like riding behind the wake of a ship in water. But that's not all they're doing, sir. They're harnessing the triolic energy and infusing it with quantum particles. With that, they could have enough energy to move the entire station out of phase, maybe even the entire sector. We have to stop them. The comet is the key, sir. But we can't do anything about the comet without a ship, and I don't think a 23rd century vessel is going to be able to do the job. With this information, it's clear that we have to find some way to destroy Driffin's comet, sir. We can use one of the auxiliary reactors in sync with the subspace emitter that we've hooked up to the station in order to make a temporary portal that will take us back to our time. Once we make it back, we will have to report in and find a way to bring a ship back with us to destroy the comet. Harmonize an auxiliary reactor to generate a temporal portal. Use triolic energy to form a temporal portal. But how? the arrow points to that way. That's how you do it. And we've got our portal. Getting some lag. We have another problem. We've absorbed so much triolic radiation at this point that travelling through a gate again could cause radiation poisoning. Normally we just use hydronolin to flush it out, but our medical supplies aren't protected against phase shifting. Our hydronolin supply is probably already irradiated. It isn't this the sort of problem that comes up frequently. We will need large doses of hydronolin to chelate out the existing triolic radiation and protect us from the transition back through the portal. There's one person who can get it for us, and that would be Dr. McCoy. And all I get for this is a logbox. Acquire a salation dose of hydronolin from Dr. McCoy. Something else you need? Actually, I have a friend who took a little too much triolic radiation and could use some hydronolin. A friend, eh? With all the radiation flares that the stations experience, we're probably going to be a little short on hydronolin ourselves. I could maybe spare a hypo, but if your friend is getting radiation, he or she's on the station already. I will need a double dose to chelate out a significant amount of triolic radiation. You should never lie to your doctor or your bartender. That much radiation would mean you've experienced something close to the epicenter, like fooling around with triolic waves. You don't need green blood and pointy ears to know that is a bad idea. But when the people on this station really need it, you came through. I appreciate that. I think I can spare a few doses. Just don't let the station's captain hear about it. Thanks. Look, I'm not sure who you are or where you came from, but I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just an old country doctor, but I know better than to ask too many questions about a little unexpected help. You probably shouldn't loiter around here too much longer or people will start to ask questions. I'm going to put these cortical stimulators to good use. And thanks, you saved a lot of lives today. Yeah, with no help from you. Accolade complete. Cunning and guile. We can use the portal back to our own time whenever you're ready, sir. Get me the hell out of here. And this lousy, bugged episode. That would be such a good episode if it wasn't so bugged and frustrating.
So drifting Comet is the source of the triolic radiation. That explains a lot. However, we cannot simply destroy it in our time. The Davidians have the means to go back to the 23rd century and harness its energy there. However, that will be their only other chance. Before that, there's no Drozana station, so there's no place that will be close enough to the comet's trajectory to be of use to them. The only logical solution is to alter the past. Destroy the comet there, and save the Federation. As it happens, I have access to a way to transport your ship back to the 23rd century. It's risky, but I think the odds are in your favor. And if they aren't, there's always time for another try. I'll make the arrangements. Stay in touch. Drake out. Until next time.
Congratulations, Commander.
Commander ability rank 2. And guess what? I'm sure Blood, that episode is over. It might be just me being tired, but it seemed like it was so annoying and frustrating to play through. I mean, it was okay until we got to Dr. McCoy and his impossible problem. And then what compounded it was that little bug I experienced. But, I mean, I'm not one to point out errors in the game, but my God. Please input request. Mission simulator. Why? What is this? I don't understand. See, another thing. Right. Looks like we completed a couple of them. We'll leave that for now. So we got the new phaser array from that episode, which means we can replace this. And then this one can go on the back there. Not much rewards for playing these episodes. Not like I remember, there used to be drops all the time, but now it's just Summoner logboxes. One Summoner logbox. Come on, save. So we got a new ability, Tactical Initiative. I wonder why Franklin Drake hasn't called me up to do the next episode.
Welcome to Josana.
You
You're
again?
cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
We're not going there, and quite frankly, I'll be glad not to hear from him again. Depart system. Duty officers awarded, we got them. Now we've got Tactical Initiative. Next we'll get a Bridge Officer at level 25. Got no new items on here. And the weapons are in the correct order. So no need to change anything there. look, the loadout's fallen off again. Yeah, I do enjoy that episode when it goes smoothly. Like, you can make it past the guards without upsetting them, unless you choose to kill them all, and then you kill them all smoothly. You get to Dr. McCoy and you get it right the first or second time, and the prompt that's supposed to appear actually does appear when you're getting the induction coil. Those three things go well, then the episode is brilliant. It's when they don't it gets annoying. There's also something that sometimes happens at the beginning of that episode when you first get to the computer core and you're trying to switch the memory banks over. That can be a bit frustrating as well at times. So that episode, it's a good episode, but it can be the most frustrating episode as well. So it's sort of, that's what stops it from being one of the best episodes in game. It's good, but it's too frustrating to be considered one of the best. If it wasn't frustrating, it would be. It would be one of the best. But McCoy just comes off as an annoying pain in the arse, which he shouldn't really, not in this game. He should come across as a hero, not a pain in the arse. Anyway, next episode, and I don't know why I haven't been given a prompt for it. Obviously the prompt didn't work, so we're going to have to select it. That was called Everything Always Knew, so it's Night of the Comet. Even assistance from an old friend may not be enough to stop the Davidian threat in time. Now, why hasn't Franklin Drake offered me this episode? I find some deal from the last episode. And Hale. And why isn't he speaking? Something went wrong there. Some sort of bug happened. We've determined that the Davidians are using the triolic energy of Driven's Comet to ease their entry into our phase variants. That is the cause of all the incidents in the neutral zone. But it's worse than that. It's possible that, given the amount of triolic temporal energy in that comet, the Davidians will be able to destabilize the area of space surrounding the comet enough that they will pull it and everything in it into their phase variants. In essence, they're trying to steal an entire sector. The resulting effects to the surrounding space would make the destruction of Romulus look like the popping of a party favor. The only thing we can do to stop it is destroying the comet before the Davidians can use it. It's not enough to do it in the present time, because the Davidians will still have access to the 21st century when the comet moves past Rosanna Station. We have to destroy it there. You'll need your ship this time, so you can't use the Davidian portal on the station. I can help you get to the past, but you'll need to follow my instructions precisely. Good luck. So we get a phaser that we've already got, or a Klingon disruptor pistol.
Until next time.
Oh, you speak now. So, Night of the Comet, we've got to go to Bepi 113 to find out how Drake is going to send us in the past. Send us to the past in our ship. Beppy 113. I love the look of that episode. His name just slipped my mind. Everything Old is New. I love the look of the episode because it's all original series. Same as this episode is probably going to be, if memory serves. Anything that's original series is tops for me. Okay, here we are. All the information about this system has been redacted because it's classified, it's secret, not for people to know. It's a Franklin Drake mystery. Incoming hail, Captain. Do you want me to put it on the main view screen? You should feel privileged, Colt. Very few people ever get to see this system. My organization has gone to a lot of trouble to keep it off the navigational charts. This star is ideal for what Starship pilots call a slingshot. Section 31 uses it from time to time to deal with problems that take a more creative approach to solve. Your best chance of getting back to the point in time where you need to be is to use the star's gravity to accelerate your ship to such a high speed that you will be able to access the time continuum. I've taken the liberty of having the light speed breakaway calculations added to your ship's database. You will need to hit a series of points as you move around the star. After you make your approach, you should see a navigational beacon. Aim for it, and you will have the correct trajectory for the slingshot. This is a tricky maneuver, Colt. If you don't hit each point in the correct order and time, it won't work. I hope your helm officer is up to the task. One more thing before you start. I also added a hollow emitter to your vessel. You will appear to be a Klingon D7 with the appropriate access codes for the time period, but still have access to all of the 25th century firepower you will need to deal with the Comet. Don't alter the timeline any more than you have to. Destroy the Comet and stop the Davidians, but other than that, try to stay out of trouble. I'd wish you luck, but I have a feeling you wouldn't think I was being sincere. We're ready to engage the hollow emitter and start our run around the star. On your command, Captain. So we're at D7, battle cruiser from 100 years ago. Didn't they call it a Katinga or something? I don't know. Fly through the graviton catapult. Okay, but I'm going to start off slowly. Wow, this is really slow. It's like being on a Scalextrics track. Oh, come on, a ship. I'm not going to hit full impulse because that would make me go too fast and I might overshoot my nav points. Come on, ship. I know they will accelerate when you hit a nav point, but I don't want to accelerate too fast or I'll miss the points. Just having a look at the figures, see what my ship's doing these days. Took a few screenshots even. I think if memory serves, we're going to pick up speed as soon as we go through here. Yep, there we go. 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 And away! First time. Whew, that was nerve-wracking. Captain, based on the decay of elements in the system, we have arrived approximately 150 years in the past, somewhere around the Earth year 2265. So, incoming haloids from a Constitution-class starship identifying itself as the USS Reuben James. Putting it on screen now. Before a pop-up came, it would be nice to be able to see where we are. That's Drazana looking in its prime. And there's the Comet we've got to get. And there's the Reuben James. What I don't understand is why is my crew not talking about how they're back in their own time period all of a sudden. Because that's where they're an agent of yesterday. They came from here. This is yesterday.
Attention, unidentified ship. I am Commodore Jacob Ross in command of the USS Reuben James. We have been searching for a Klingon vessel reported to have attacked a colony in the Gliese system. You fit the description of the ship we are looking for. Unless you can prove you are not, we will take immediate action.
Captain, the Reuben James has closed the channel. They are not responding to hails and weapons are charging. We cannot seriously damage Commodore Ross's ship without risking damage to the timeline, but we must defend ourselves and complete our mission. Recommend we fight to disable. Either way, we get to shoot. Hey, I've hit the console for the first time. And we got him. We could beam to the station, but there's two scannables here.
To any ships in range, please, we need help. I don't know what these things are, but they're all over the station. They're killing people. Please, you have to help us.
We will. Just, Captain, the Comet approaching the station. Its triolic energy is making it easier for the Davidians to manifest. The people on that station don't have any way to fight them. We still have to help, or they'll all die. Beam to station? Not now, I want to scan. No, there's something over there to scan as well. So, we were on this station earlier with Dr. McCoy, and now we're going to be on it again, so there might be two of us down there. One from the previous mission. Hell, there might be 3 of us down there if we visited this station before we came to the... before we became an agent of yesterday. Anyway, we can beam down now. Now that I've got my scanning fix. Captain, I'm reading multiple Davidian life signs. We will need to work quickly to clear the station of their presence. Okay, but we will do it after I've scanned. Because there's a scannable here. Oh, hang on. The Davidians have other ideas. Not targeting him. Normally it auto-targets. Where'd he go? There, I got the scanning anyway, regardless of what the Davidians wanted. That looks like a big hangar door to the outside. This door here. So if that's true, and this is a cargo bay, why is the tables here? And no chairs with the tables. What's up here? Just having a look. Nothing. Whee. Sir, I don't think anyone here appreciated the Davidians crashing the party. I'm detecting weapons fire, broken glass and signs of a struggle. It's a bar fight, sir, and we'll need to quell it if we want any chance at stopping the Davidians. The temporal prime directive is in effect, sir. I recommend we set all weapons to stun to minimize possible damage to the timeline. Ah, you spoil sport. I thought you were aggressive. Look, it's quadruplets. Hey, you shot me! Come on, Comet. I know you're aggressive, but my God, I didn't know you wanted a promotion that bad. We're not Klingons. He's a Klingon, I think. Defeat Davidians on Drozana Station. 3 of 6 investigate temporal probes. And there's a temporal probe around here somewhere that needs investigating. There's a big one in the back there. More to defeat somewhere? Perhaps through here? No, not in there. found the temporal probe. Hey, don't hold me. So we're going to scannable. And now for the temporal probe. Let me just reach my hand in there and pull it out of that crack in the universe. Ooh, it's sticky and sloppy. There it is. Unlock temporal probe. Oh, we're back to this word game again. So we've got to choose one of these words appears here in partially completed form. I didn't see that. Look at the ones beginning. Ah, there it is, bright. Data accepted, a heap reinitialized access protocols engaging. Initialize for next data entry. Disruptor. Looks right. Escort. There we go. The probe's collecting trionic wave energy data from the Comet. Perhaps the Nicole are trying to figure out where they can find natural sources of trionic energy, which they can then use to engage massive time displacement fields, or create massive time disruption. Shut that thing down. Tactical kit. And that kit looks better than the one we've got. Yep, which it is. So we're going to make a quick change here. We've run out of hypos as well. But we've got an extra battery, so that'll do. And it's about time to run out of hypos. Because we're going to go up against a big Davidian, I think, if memory serves. Well, we've still got another bunch of Davidians to defeat. Probably through here. Obviously not. And maybe through here. Obviously not. Did more turn up back here? Yes, they did. Oh, he knocked that big guy on his butt. What was that? Recorporealized something or other? Spooky.
Hey, those things are holed up in the lounge, and they've got some of my customers in there with them. The door is barricaded, but a few hits with a phaser should take care of that. Get my people out of there!
If you insist. Please would be nice. Don't worry, we'll get them. Is this the lounge? Yes. Rescue hostages, but how? Maybe we shoot the door. Yep, that's it. And there's the big guy. Oh, you ruined my shot with that bloody cover shield. There, we got him. Why does she keep shooting at me just lately? What did I ever do to her? To Comet? Well, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon. It's Mr. Scott. The haggis is in the fire for sure.
Thanks for the help, friend. What were those things? Damn spirits snuck up on me. I noticed a spike in trialic energy, and I was working to adjust the station's shields to compensate. I went to fetch a hyperspanner, and I was attacked. If you help me, I can finish my repairs before the trialic energy reaches lethal levels.
Okay, if you speak it in English, please.
By the way, you can call me Scotty.
And you can call me Colty. My favourite Star Trek character. And I believe he's voiced by the original actor's son, who wanted to continue the Scotty legacy for all the fans. Continue his father's legacy, honour his father by following in his footsteps, partly. I come here for a few days of shore leave. Do you now? Surely there's better places than here. Talk to Lieutenant Commander Scott.
Just as I suspected. The trialic energy is increasing. We'll be cooked like a haggis if we don't do something about it. There is a wee store on this station. The lass who runs it, Cassidy, said they might be getting a supply of the new quantum flux regulators. The Mark II versions. If we had one of those regulators, I could modify the flux coordinating sensors and use them to modulate the shields protecting the station. That would buy us some time. Go find Cassidy. She'll know where they are.
Okay, but I might have to buy her a drink first. And she's very particular about her drink. Hey, you. Slap. Pull it together.
What were those things? They were floating, and then one looked at me. I feel so weak. And then it lifted me up, and it was horrible.
Yeah, well, strap on a pair.
Are you looking for something from the store? A quantum what? I'm sorry. I'm just too scared right now to think about selling anything. I'm closing down until I get my wits about me. Maybe it would be best if I packed up and went back to Sherman's planet.
Oh, good. Shake her, slap her, get her to pull herself together. That's what they did in the old movies, isn't it? What can I do to help?
I don't know. Maybe a nerve tonic would soothe me. Can you get one for me?
Okay, but you've got to give me the latinum. Get Cassidy a nerve tonic. Hey, you got a nerve tonic for Cassidy?
What can I get you? A nerve tonic? Almost every culture in the galaxy has nerve tonics. Most worlds have multiple variations, and everyone thinks that the one their grandmother made is better than all the rest. Look, I tend bar at a commerce station in the middle of one of this quadrant's busiest trade routes. It's my job to be able to make anything you want, but you gotta be specific. I could make you 14,647 different nerve tonics, 18,397 if you're Bolian. So, what kind do you want? Tell you what, one of the waitresses should be able to help you narrow down what kind of nerve tonic would be best. Talk to one of them, and then come back. I'm sure we can make exactly what you need.
Okay, but there's no need to sound so about it.
Who do you think you are? First the lights go all strange, then these weird creatures show up, and worst of all, you're here picking fights with my best customers. Look at dear, brave, handsome Captain McQueen here. He could have been killed. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Don't you use your pheromones on me.
Nerve tonics. How can I think about nerve tonics when my sweet Captain McQueen is injured? Well, if you want to know about any sort of exotic beverage, go ask that drunken Scotsman. I mean Lieutenant Commander Scott. He knows more about alcohol than anyone I've ever met. While you do that, I'm going to make my sweet prince all better.
What if I put him out of his misery? Will you help me then? Whee! Can I borrow some latinum? I need to buy Cassidy a drink.
Did you get the quantum flux regulator? Nerve tonics? Ah, you don't look like you need one of those. These wee beasties are troublesome, but they're not as bad as a ship full of angry Romulans. Now, I have been known to enjoy an occasional nip of Scotch whiskey. That's the only nerve tonic you'll ever need. Why do you need to know about them?
I'm looking for a nerve tonic for Cassidy.
Oh, for Cassidy. Now that makes sense. She's a bonny lass, that Cassidy, and more than willing to spend a little time with the right Starfleet officer, if you know what I mean. But she
Hand
hasn't got a
jobs?
stomach for fighting. Is she alright? I hate for anything to happen to her.
She's shaken up, but she'll be fine.
Glad to hear it. Sounds like she needs something to take a wee bit of the edge off, and that happens to be one of my specialties, along with transwarp transporter technology and warp field mechanics. Cassidy's been meeting me every evening in the bar for a spot of cheer, but I've never seen her order a nerve tonic. Perhaps if I told you what she likes, you'll be able to figure out the right mix. The bartender will help you.
What does Cassidy like to drink?
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy didn't like the salty taste of the Albion brandy, but she really enjoyed the fact that it was garnished with a drop of honey that floated on the top of the drink. Bah, I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. The only time I saw Cassidy ordering blood wine was when she was feeling under the weather. Poor lass. She liked that it was served warm, but she hated those blasted heavy metal mugs the Klingons use. And the potency of it was a bit much for her to handle.
Warm
Girl
with
like
honey?
Cassidy needs something with a little less kick.
No kick.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Zele brought Cassidy a Denevian mead a few nights ago. Ugh, terribly sweet stuff, like drinking syrup. Cassidy didn't like the cloying sweetness, and the wee bird broke out into hives because she was allergic to the fruit garnish. I'm not ordering any of that stuff again.
No sweetness, no garnish.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassie and I got into a drinking contest with a Klingon one night, and we ended up drinking fire wine. It's not as good as scotch, mind you, but it's better than drinking warp-core coolant. The next morning, after she picked herself up off the floor, Cassidy told me that the fire wine was so spicy that she was afraid it had eaten a hole through her stomach. I had to send her to see Bones for a checkup. Also, she said that drinking from those shallow bowls made her feel like someone's pet targ.
So, no spicy and no shallow bowls.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Martinis aren't my cup of tea, as it were, but Cassidy seems to like them. She appreciates that a martini should be served as cold as possible, but since she nurses her drinks, the cold tends to dissipate, and she doesn't get the full effect. She's quite fond of those fancy stemmed glasses, though.
Stemmed glass.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes her Sumerian sunsets, mostly because of the sour taste.
She
She
likes
thinks that the
sour.
drink is so weak, and has been trying to convince the bartender to add garnish to it, to make the happy feeling last longer. But he won't, because then it wouldn't be a Sumerian sunset. Me, I say a drink is a drink.
Garnish but not fruit
The lady wants
garnish.
a garnish. Give her one. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes the little pick-me-up of a drop of Skagarian whiskey. But she doesn't like the wee shot glasses, or the silly paper umbrellas. Who ever heard of putting a wee paper umbrella in a glass of whiskey? It's sacrilege. If I ever go to Skagara, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks.
How the hell am I supposed to figure anything out from all of that crap without writing it down with a pen and paper? And this is a game. I'm not going that far. So we're just going to have to do the guessing game again. This is a game. You shouldn't have to get pen and paper out to play a game.
What can I get you? I'll need some more details before I can make a drink for you. If you need help figuring out what combination of ingredients you want, you should talk to one of the waitresses. That's what they're here for, after all. So, do you want it to be hot or cold?
I think hot.
What kind of flavor profile are you looking for?
Sour.
How strong do you want this drink to be?
A little pick-me-up.
How would you like this drink to be served?
In a stemmed glass.
And last but certainly not least, what kind of garnish would you like?
Drop of honey.
This should be all the info I need. I'll put the drink on the bar when I'm done. I'll put the bill on your tab.
Put it on Scott's tab. And there's the glass. Pick up glass. Let's see if Cassidy likes that one. She probably won't. I'll probably be doing this 10 times before I get it right. Shove that down your gob.
Do you have a drink for me?
Shove that down your
I
gob.
love warm drinks. They're so relaxing.
I'm glad you find the temperature pleasant.
There's a lovely sour note to this drink. I feel so refreshed.
I'm glad. I thought this would be right for you.
There's just enough oomph to this drink to make it really stick with you. I like that.
You look like you could use a little pick-me-up.
I love the style of this glass. It accentuates the flavor of the ingredients.
But you don't have to drink the glass.
Honey, oh, that bit of sweetness is just perfect. It adds the most delightful note to each sip.
My God, are you picky? I'm glad even the last drop of the drink is making you happy.
That is marvelous. I'm feeling much better now, thank you. What tool was it you needed? A quantum flux regulator Mark II? I have one of those right here. Please take it as a thank you.
Yay! First time. Normally I have to try it 10 times in a row before I get it right. So there's me coming through. Get out of the way, Klingons. So excuse me to the barman, but get out of the way to the Klingons. Talk to Scotty.
The right tool for the right job. I'll start making the adjustments, but I don't know if I've got enough time. You can't change the laws of physics. The trialic energy levels keep rising, and sensors show the blasted Comet is to blame. Modulating the shields is not going to be enough. Something needs to be done about that Comet if we're going to live to see the morning.
Captain, the station is safe for now, but we still need to deal with the Comet in orbit. If the Davidians are able to harness its energy, then they will be able to pull most of the sector into their phase variants. Past, present, it will all be disrupted. Beam to ship. This is as close as the Comet's trajectory will take it to Drasanic Station, Captain. We need to destroy the Comet while we still have time. Got all the time in the world with time travelers. Sir, a group of Klingon vessels has entered the system. The lead ship is hailing us, sir, putting it on screen now.
Ah, a ship from the House of Duras. I am Captain Bavat, son of Warat, and leader of my house. My brother died due to Duras' treachery. I will avenge his death with the destruction of 100 Duras ships. Prepare to die!
Nice meeting you too. Captain, we can't afford to change the course of events any more than they all have been already. And we know that Captain Babette survives this day. We will need to attempt to disable his forces. He'll be calling for reinforcements. We need to destroy the Comet and return to our own time before we are overwhelmed. Why not kill Babette now and prevent the war? Always time to scan. Okay. Die for that. Now for the Comet. Oh, Verduon particles. Take us to Verduon City. Comet. Die, Comet. Just hit every ability and hope for the best. Now the Klingons. Use a temporal ability to confuse the hell out of them. Fire at will. Being totally defensive. Now the Comets. it not auto-targeting? Let's give these Klingons something to really revive. Yeah! Return to the present. How? That did it, Captain. The remaining Comet debris is too small to be a threat. Now we just need to find a way to... One moment, sir, I'm detecting a temporal anomaly. It's forming inside the Stitch in Time B.
If you are receiving this message, then you and your crew have completed your mission. Driffin's Comet is destroyed, and the Davidians are no longer a threat to the Federation. You've done well. And to prove that I'm not the immoral monster that some make me out to be, I'm going to help you. When you last docked at Deep Space K7, I had some modifications made to your vessel. One of those is the addition of a Borg temporal node salvaged from a cube in the Batron cluster. It's set to return you to our time. Congratulations on a job well done. Drake out.
How dare you be messing with my ship? How dare you? That's my ship. You should always tell me. The captain has the right to know what's going on his ship. If I was to tell Starfleet that you violated a captain's sovereignty over his ship, they'd probably sack you.
Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The disappearance of Driffin's Comet in the 23rd century will be a scientific curiosity. I have taken steps to suppress information that might reveal our involvement, and I trust that you and your crew will refrain from telling stories about what happened here.
I'm going to tell everyone.
We're getting along so well.
It's all on video,
One
mate.
thing I hope you'll take away from all this is that any opinion you may have of the immorality of so-called rogue elements like Section 31 is a bit naive. Contrary to popular opinion among some Starfleet officers, we do not spend our days plotting evil and committing random acts of villainy like characters in a bad holo novel. We protect the Federation from threats. Thanks to you, the Davidians are no longer on that list. If you think about it, everything we do is to preserve the freedoms you so enjoy. You should be grateful. Drake out.
What the hell? He's a bit, who's he trying to convince? Me or himself? Well, before I choose the award, I've got that phaser, haven't I? Type 3. Ah, the one there is a little better. Well, that settles it then.
Until
Congratulations,
next time.
Accolade complete. Operative. So now,
Starfleet Medical
here we
has
go.
analyzed the reports of the attacks on ship and stations near the Klingon border, and they've noticed something. All of the materials that the Klingons and Gorn were stealing are associated with genetic resequencing. We think that they've started a new augmentation project. We need you to go to the Korvat system in the Beta Quadrant and meet with Kyrurge and Petrel. He is one of the Federation's top medical researchers. He should be able to tell us more about how far along the Klingon research program might be, and what they can do with the supplies they've stolen.
Speak with Chagorn Patel at the Korvat system colony in the Beta Quadrant. Right, we'll save that for the next video, because I feel this video has gone on too long and I've spent too long playing today and got a little bit too sleepy. But I enjoyed those 2 episodes, despite the everything old is new problem. So we'll accept that episode, but we won't play it now. We'll save it for the next video. Right, what is that? Stealth module and draw fire. So we got another kit thing we can put on. And we can hail for a new officer. Now, what officer do we want? A Betazoid engineer, a Klingon science officer, or a human tactical? Well, we've already got 3 tacticals. We've got 2 scientists and 2 engineers. Yeah, 2 engineers, 2 scientists, and 3 tacticals. So it's either an engineer or a scientist. Well, a human has a space trait. Usually. It doesn't look like that one has it. So I think we're going to go for an engineer. Although I suspect a Klingon science officer would make a good partner for Temet, because she is a violent Vulcan. No doubt about it. But let's get an engineer. So we've got a Betazoid engineer that looks kind of like a creature. Probably a bit incompetent. But okay. And what we're going to do is... There she is. Promote her. Okay, she's the same rank as everyone else now. And we're going to have to give her some gear, which means using our current gear to fix the gear on the other officers as well. So I'm going to visit the bridge. Probably take a while to load this because it's the first time I've ever visited the bridge on this ship. Wow, it is taking its time. Infinity symbol. I'll wait for it to load. Patching, of course. Here we are now. This lower deck, ship interior. Ah, so it does have the downstairs. The temporal light cruiser doesn't have this in the middle of the floor. And it's a little darker as well in the engine room. The wall isn't shiny. And the turbolift doesn't come out here. Sick bay. Still the same problems of officers halfway through the floor, of doors half closed and half open, and text just not matching the screens correctly. I'm just having a look around because I'm curious. I'm not going to bother putting any trophies up. And the blast shutters are open for some reason. And why is he sitting on a table? Other person in the floor there. These problems have been persistent ever since I got the Temporal Light Cruiser and its interior. And they haven't been fixed by now, so they're not likely to ever be fixed. I mean, look at that. That door covering where it shouldn't be. Oh, and a shiny floor on the shuttle bay, which isn't on the Temporal Light Cruiser. Science lab. Ah, a shooting range. We don't have this on the Temporal Light Cruiser. This interior is probably better, to be honest, even with its bugs. I wonder, can you actually use your gun in here? Why can't I use my gun? I've got no targets to shoot at. Oh, I wanted a shooting range. Obviously not allowed one. I wanted my own personal shooting range. Back to sickbay again. So that's the interior of the ship, but the reason I came to the interior was because I wanted to change some of my gear over. So we've already put the better phaser on. Actually, we might not have. IV or VI, which is the highest mark. I don't read Roman numerals, and I don't know why they insist on doing these things in Roman numerals all the time. It just confuses those who are dyslexic. There's no better shields or kits or anything in there for this character, so let's go to my tactical officer. We can give her the better weapon now. There's nothing else better that she could need. Hang on a minute, we've got one of them we can put on. My other tactical officer, he can have this now. There's Tomet, the angry Vulcan. I'm not taking away her minigun, she likes that, even though this might be better. looking to see if I've got better shields, which I haven't. He can have the better gun. He's been needing a better gun from the get-go. Armor's the same. There's no better shielding than what she's got. And her gun is not as good as that pulse wave. This one needs armor. A better shield. And a better weapon. And our new recruit needs armor, which we haven't got here. It's in the bank. She will need a better weapon. I think I'll give her that for now. And she will need a better shield. I think I'll give her that for now. And we're going to have to visit a bank to get armor. And since you don't visit the bank, we can one moment. We can beam back up to space and call the Azure. You cannot access bank at this time. What? Then what's that if it's not a bank? I think it meant account bank. Okay, so I'm going to have to find a piece of armor. Body armor for her. That'll do. And shielding. No, she ain't got no better shielding there. Weapon. There's probably a better weapon there. I don't think so somehow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any better than what we've got already. And we might as well clear some space. think we'll get rid of some of this common white stuff. I shouldn't think we'll be needing it. We're not going to get anything for it, but all it's going to do is take up space. Keep the console for now. We'll keep some of these weapons for now. Probably never going to need that surfboard. And the contraband can just add to the collection for now. So all this stuff can go. That's it, we've cleared some nice space. Yep, that'll do for now. Refine some more dilithium, and now we've got 20,000, and today we started with less than 10,000. Just over 10,000, now we've got nearly 20,000, even though we spent some on training manuals. Oh, and we can claim that for playing Night of the Comet. And as usual, no car remarks. So now we have 275. That's getting us a good start for when the reputation system unlocks. And finally, we've had so many new duty officers just lately. I'm surprised there isn't any in the list here, but they must all be on assignment. That's true. They're all on assignment, so we can't do any more assignments. Yep, 21 in progress, 0 slots, 2 in sickbay. So there's not a lot more we can do with this character now. We can play that episode on the next video, but go to its location and then end this video out. And then once we're in location, we can then start that episode as soon as the next video starts. How far do I have to travel? Quite a ways. But that's fun. Some of this levelling up would be a bit boring of me just clicking buttons and doing officer assignments and stuff, but I wanted to capture every single moment of this character's life, this character's existence on recording. I didn't want to leave anything out. Just so that a character's entire levelling up process all the way to the end game has been fully captured. I don't think anyone's done that before. They've shown every level, every episode played, but I don't think anyone's ever had every moment of a character all the way up to the end. And that's what I'm hoping to do. It's just going to take a while. Hours and hours of gameplay captured on video. Warts and all. And hopefully all the way up to end game free to play, and then once we get to the point where we can't progress any further as a free to play character, where they can only then will I give him some financial assistance or assistance from my other characters, get their hand-me-downs or something. As if the game's still going then. Might not be, it might have gone out of date by then. Okay, you can park him here until the next video. So this is the end of video 11. And we can start with the episode The Ultimate Klingon in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you in part 12. Bye.